This week we'll go behind the scenes of a new television ad that really tests the limits of special effects. We'll also ask the question, what keeps marketers awake at night? A new global study reveals they're struggling to prove a return on marketing investment. Welcome to Mags on Media. Right, first up this week, there are more than 800 million people globally currently using Facebook, the social media platform. Of those, 50% are active users. Here in South Africa, there are just under 5 million users currently. And all of this begs the question then, how safe is the information on your page and how accessible is it and how open is it all to abuse? Well, doing the rounds over the past couple of weeks, I'm sure you might have seen it, was a mail that invited people to link to www.takethislollipop.com. So we did exactly that. A simple login, and now take a look. So scary stuff indeed, I'm sure you'll agree, and it does raise those pertinent questions. Well, with me now is Toby Shapshak, technology and social media commentator. He's also editor of Stuff magazine. Tony, welcome to you. How big a problem is cyberstalking?
I think it's becoming more and more significant, and a lot of it, unfortunately, is because people don't think about what it is they're doing online, and that if you put information online, it's online. It never goes away. Once it's there, it's there. You know, the great joke about what happens in Vegas stays on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. It does. And people don't seem to appreciate that not everybody has good intentions in life and online.
So what do we need to be scared of?
I think people shouldn't be quite so naive. I think they should be much more circumspect about what they say about themselves. When this terrible story about the Facebook rapist broke, I was asked, what do you do? And I said, well, if it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Just because you get it in an email doesn't mean snippet of information X is any more believable if you told it to me upright in a coffee shop. People assume because it comes through a different kind of channel that therefore it must be more reliable or it must be, you know, more useful. I don't think so.
Have you ever given any thought to the psychology? Why do we suddenly think, because we have a tablet or mobile or laptop in front of us, we can do things that normally we wouldn't do? We would share information perhaps that we wouldn't share. We would say things about ourselves and about others that normally in face-to-face conversation we wouldn't dream of doing.
Well, it's probably because we have some kind of socialization when it comes to having a conversation. I would know what is impolite or indiscreet or what I shouldn't say to somebody because I've had a lifetime of experiencing it. So many of us have started using technology much later in our life. youngsters are coming online and they have no context for how they can or can't share personal information about themselves. At the same time, the concept of privacy that people from our generation have is just eroding. There is Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook, constantly says there is no such thing as privacy. And Facebook always pushes the boundaries of what it allows to be private, pushes them, people react, draws back a little bit, pushes them a bit further. So people don't have a sense of what is personal private information and what it is okay and not okay to say to people online. There's also some strange phenomenon. It's quite peculiar. People in the early days of blogging would just reveal the most amazingly intimate information about themselves, from personal hygiene to personal medicinal problems to sexual encounters, because there's a sense of anonymity. Well, there isn't.
So we look at a very scary video like the one that we've just seen. How much abuse on Facebook is actually happening? Do you really have sweaty guys with chewed fingernails wearing dirty white tank tops who are going to use Facebook for nefarious reasons?
Well, I think nefarious people use whatever technology is available to them. You know, it's never technology's fault. It's really that people's intentions are dishonorable, whatever circumstances they're in, and they use whatever technology is available to them. Obviously, for the kind of terrible sexual abuse or sexual predators, it is an easy market because you're an on-screen avatar as opposed to a person in the flesh. So in this kind of situation, I find it very creepy. I mean, I wouldn't log in with my Facebook details. I wouldn't let somebody like that take it. Perhaps it's just some kind of very sophisticated online humor. I don't quite get it. I don't think it's that funny. I think people need to have an awareness of what is proper and what isn't proper.
How do you inculcate that?
It comes down to the same things that everything else does. Proper parenting, proper education. There needs to be people teaching you what is good and what isn't good. One of the significant problems with education of technology in schools is that generally the teachers are much less technology savvy than the kids are. So the kids know a lot more than the teachers do. The teachers have very little access to technology, so they're not much in a position to do it. Same thing with parents. Parents, unless they, of a certain kind of geek, just don't know how to educate
So
their
just
kids.
a final one then. On the one hand, there's a broader education quotient, which I understand, but in the here and now, people who have just watched this video and have witnessed our conversation, is the immediate thing to do to go and recalibrate those privacy settings?
Yes, and to just practice a bit of common sense. If it seems too good to be true, it is too good to be true. If people want to be your friends, they probably want to eat your lunch, or they want your lunch money, or whatever. It's just like being at school. Those kind of paradigms don't change. It's just the technology we interact with.
Toby Shapshak, editor of Stuff magazine. Thank you very much for joining us. So let us know what you think on our Facebook page. The irony is intentional. And remember, we are on Twitter as well. Next on the program, we'll take a look at a new take on Google and a concept called ad targeting.